everyone, welcome back. I have Spellbinder's latest card kit of the month on my desk. I'm going to be creating 5 cards with this fabulous kit in this video. I had hoped to make 10 like I usually do, but it's just been such a crazy busy month with my kids starting back to school and all of the details that are involved with that. So this kit is super cute. The theme of it is called So Happy. And if you are a sewer, you're going to love this kit. Even if you're not a sewer, you're going to love it. So let's look at the kit contents page. My favorite thing from the kit this month is the die set. You get to make this cute hoop and flowers. It comes with a little needle and thread. And it's just simple and easy, and I just had so much fun playing with it. So this tells you everything that's included in the kit, and it shows you how to use the dies. The kit comes with 10 card bases and envelopes, A2 size. So you always get some adhesive. And then I was trying to find the embellishments, but they have something instead of the embellishments this month. And I'll show you that in just a minute. But here are your chipboard stickers, double-sided. I love all of the sewing-themed stickers in this pack. You get some cute buttons that are kind of like embellishments. This is the set of cutting dies. I'll show you this more closely in a moment. The stamp set is all about sewing-themed sentiments. They're really adorable. It also has a little needle and a heart. So instead of the sequins, you get a pack of chipboard embroidery hoops. And you get a lot of these. They come in 2 sizes. And they have adhesive on the back. These are like big stickers. So there are lots of different colors and patterns, and they have a little bit of gold foiling on the little screw part. Next up is a pack of stickers. These are a little more heavyweight than your normal paper stickers. Let's open up this pack and look at all of them. There are tons of sentiments in this pack. And very cute little sewing-themed images. A lot of them are gold foiled. But you get 4 pages of stickers. You can really make up a ton of cards with all of the supplies in this kit. You'll probably need a lot more card bases to use up all of the supplies. Here's the pack of die-cut shapes. I'll open that up in just a minute. And then the pattern paper. This is a lightweight 6x6 inch pattern paper, and you get 2 of each pattern. I will flip through these for you so you can get an idea of what this includes. I love this floral one there. They come in so many patterns and colors and backgrounds. There's some gold foiling on that one. Some pink polka dots. And again, it is sewing themed. I love that they include some dark blues, and then this one has cute little buttons and sewing notions on it. I love this one that looks like a sewing cutting mat. Are any of you guys sewers as well as card crafters? I like to dabble a little bit myself. And then this last pattern I'm showing is really cute, a bunch of ladies sewing. So let's take a peek at the cardstock. I love that they included a silver foil piece of cardstock this time, double-sided. They usually include gold, but I love the silver. This gray piece is really pretty, and then you get a bright yellow and a pink, a light blue and a dark blue, green and a lavender, and you also get a white. So let's take a peek at the dies. There's not a lot this month. They're very simple, but I had so much fun playing with them, and they're very easy to use. So you get your embroidery hoops, and then you get a bunch of floral pieces, a string and a needle, and then the little screw bits that go onto the embroidery hoop. Last, we'll look at the die-cut shapes. Again, you get 2 of each. I'm going to speed up this video just to give you a quick glance at some of these pieces. You get a lot of florals. I love their big florals this month. Not a lot of sentiments in this pack this time, but you get a lot of sewing notions and just cute little pieces. And of course, these always coordinate perfectly with the pack of pattern paper. Let's start with card number 1. I'm going to go for the floral pieces first. For my first card, I always like to do something really simple just to get the creative juices flowing. And I went straight for this mustard yellow floral piece of pattern paper. I'll put a piece of this pretty gray cardstock on top. It looks almost textured, this piece of gray cardstock. I'm using dot liner to attach these pieces, but of course you can use the double-sided adhesive that came in the kit. For putting together these videos, it just goes a lot faster when I use my dot liner. So I'll start putting these flowers on next. All of my cards this time are going to be pretty flat and easy to send out into the mail. I'm not going to put a lot of dimension on these. I usually like to add dimension to my cards, but I just wanted something this time around that I don't have to put extra postage on. I'm using dot liner instead of glue this time because if I don't like where I position these floral pieces, I can easily peel them back up and change them around. Otherwise, I have to pre-plan and be really careful where I put the pieces down if I'm using liquid glue. So I'm just doing really fast and easy cards this month, guys. But I really love how all of these cards come together in this video. My sentiment comes from the sticker pack and it says, "Make today amazing." And I want to curve the flowers around this sentiment. So as I mentioned before, the pack came with a lot of flowers, but I do wish they would include more of the leaves. There weren't many leaves in this pack. But the few that I could find, I'm going to tuck behind my large flowers. And then I will add some gems to this card front. These are the Color Essential gems, and it's called Aura. I chose these because they have a yellow tone to them. I'll add 3 around the sentiment. Even though I was in a bit of a time crunch, I still managed to decorate the insides of all of my cards today. And here's a close-up look at card number 1. And then the inside of the card, I like to use leftover pattern paper, or they had so many stickers and die-cut shapes that I used some of those. For card number 2, I'm going to be using all of these adorable sweater die-cut shapes. So I pulled all of them out of the die-cut shape pack. I'll attach them down flat with more dot liner on the front of this piece of cute teal patterned paper. And again, I didn't pre-plan the position of these sweaters. I'm just adding a little bit of dot liner and tucking them together. If I need to move one to reposition it, I can easily peel it up. I want the sweaters to kind of go off the side of this paper. It makes the pattern look more continuous that way. With all of these sweaters, it just makes up the cutest winter/fall time card. I wish that there were more of these sweaters included with the die-cut shapes, and I'd make up a few of these cards. There's even a little stack of sweaters. One of them I put down on the card already. The sweater on the top kind of blends in with the teal of the pattern paper, but that's all right. Now let's position the last piece. I'm trying my best at spacing these evenly. Now I can flip over this panel and trim off the overhang. I'm going kind of slow here because I don't want to cut into my thin pattern paper. Now with all of my edges cleaned up, I'll add dot liner to this piece and attach it onto the white card base. It will leave a little bit of a white border around this panel. For embellishments to this card, I'm going to pull out the chipboard sticker buttons. And then my sentiment comes from the Snowman stamp set. It came out last year, but I wanted to use the sentiment that says warmest wishes. There wasn't anything like that in the stamp set this month, but see what you have in your stash if you have anything similar that would go along with the sweaters if you want to recreate this card. I'll stamp it onto a piece of white cardstock using some VersaFine Onyx Black ink. And then I'll pull out my handy-dandy fishtail die that I keep on my desk and cut out this sentiment. So this is going to go in the center of my card, but I thought I would put some foam strips behind it just to help differentiate it a little bit from the background. And then I will add a few of the chipboard stickers in the empty spaces around the sweaters. For these chipboard stickers, it's probably best to add a little bit of liquid glue just to ensure that they don't fall off. I will have to go back and do this, but I just wanted to get the placement down first. The colors of these buttons just matched with the sweaters perfectly. And I always like to put an odd number of sequins or embellishments down on the front of the card. So I ended up putting 5 on this panel. And then here is a close-up look at the finished card, as well as a peek at the inside. The yellow sweater came from one of the sticker sheets. Card number 3 is going to be crochet themed. I pulled out some dies from my stash. These are the Elegant Twist circle dies. I cut them out with silver and the navy blue. And I'm going to create a skein of yarn wreath on this card. Before I start putting it together, however, I want to stamp out my sentiment onto this piece of navy cardstock. Since the cardstock is so dark, I'll emboss it with some white embossing powder. But first I'll stamp it up using some clear Versamark ink. And again, because this is such dark cardstock, I want to put anti-static powder down first so that I don't get any stray bits of the white embossing powder attaching where I don't want them to. I'm going to stamp it kind of at the side so that I can put my skeins of yarn on the other side. But I'll pull out my tweezers to pick this up and just pour over some white embossing powder. I allowed my heat tool to warm up for 60 seconds, and then I can melt this. The sentiment says, "Sending handcrafted hugs and hellos." All of the sentiments in that stamp set are so adorable. I'm using a piece of the purple pattern paper. No white matting this time, just goes edge to edge. Next, I'll attach the silver mirror cardstock. And then I can attach the navy blue piece. And then I can just have fun building my little crochet wreath. Included in the die cut shapes, there are all of these adorable skeins of yarn and crochet hooks and balls of yarn. So again, I'm just going to start building it using some dot liner. Crocheting is another hobby of mine. I love to crochet. I've been doing it since I was 8 years old and my aunt taught me. Are there any crocheters out there? There's so many fun hobbies to do. It's just hard to find time to do them all. Next, I'll attach these 3 balls of yarn. I don't want to cover up all of the beautiful mirror silver cardstock. So I'm just going to curve these pieces along half of my circle. And last, I'll attach these adorable crochet hooks and just kind of tuck it under the ball of yarn. So I recently finished crocheting a beautiful mustard-colored infinity scarf. I don't know what it is about fall that makes me want to start crocheting scarves and blankets and all of the sweaters and fun stuff. For my embellishments, I'm attaching some more gems. This is called Prism, and I love the purple tone to these. I thought it went perfectly with the purple pattern paper. And then here is a close-up look at the finished card. Inside, I added more of the pattern paper as well as a die-cut shape basket full of yarn. Card number 4 is going to be a mini slimline card. I needed the extra height so that I could attach 3 of the smaller embroidery hoops down the front of this. My gray cardstock is matted with some light blue. And then I'm going to use a little bit of yellow tape just to hold my card base down flat while I attach all of the elements to it. Let me just scoot this up a little bit higher. There we go. Inside each of the hoops, I'm going to use one of these stickers. 2 of them are going to be sentiments. Let me just pop out this inner bit here to the embroidery hoop and peel off the release paper. Then I can just easily center the sticker inside of this embroidery hoop. After I have all of my embroidery hoops aligned, I am going to flip them back over and add some liquid glue behind them just to ensure that they don't flop off the card. The first sticker sentiment says, "Find inspiration in every day." And then the second one just says, "From the heart." These stickers are just barely larger than the opening inside of these embroidery hoops, so I don't want there to be any gaps. I'm just being careful to align them perfectly. Now I can grab the last embroidery hoop. And I love that they're all different colors. It's so fun. Let's peel off the release paper and find a sticker for this one. I like this floral sticker here. And this one is actually going to go in the middle. I move these around a little bit. Now that I know where I want them to be, I'm going to add some liquid glue. I'm making sure to put it on the embroidery hoop as well as the sticker. And then I can glue these down so that they're all kind of tilted. They fit better this way. My embroidery hoop that I have in my stash isn't half as cute as these colorful embroidery hoops. I think mine's just a silver metal. I don't get it out very often anymore. Let's attach this last embroidery hoop down. The sentiment comes from the sticker pack. I'll attach it using some very low profile square foam pieces. And then I just left a gap where the embroidery hoop is, so it's kind of all one level. It does dip down a little bit. Last, I'm adding some opal white gemstones around the sentiment. This card measures 3.5 by 6.5. And here it is all done. I'm going to have to go back and create more cards using these pretty chipboard sticker embroidery hoops. I just love how they look on the front of this card. For my last card, I'm going to be playing with the cutting dies from the kit. I'm attaching a piece of this yellow cardstock onto my card base. Off camera, I went ahead and cut out all of my pieces. These circles are the embroidery hoops. And I wanted to have a pink embroidery hoop for this one and then white material. Next, I'll put down the little screw bit to tighten the embroidery hoops. I don't know what that's called. But I cut it out with some of the mirror silver cardstock. My design is going down at the corner of this card. So I have my hoop down and I'm going to use a navy blue gel pen. I'll draw in some stitching around my embroidery hoop. And I wanted to use the navy blue gel pen because one of my flowers I cut out using the navy blue cardstock, and I just kind of wanted to incorporate more of the navy blue. I love the added interest that these stitch lines give. Doesn't have to be perfect either, it just looks so cute. Now I can start gluing down my flowers. I'm using liquid glue this time, just because these pieces are so small. And everything's going down flat. The dies this month are super fun and really easy to use. Sometimes they can be a little more fussy and complicated. but these were just no-brainer dies. I loved them. I'll put my last flower down, and I love how this one kind of curves around. The sentiment I'm using is a die-cut shape, and it just says lovely. So this is really an all-occasion card I'm creating here. I'll use my tweezers to glue down the thread, which I cut out with more of the blue cardstock. It almost looks black, you can hardly tell. I love how squiggly and cute this is. You can even thread it on the little needle if you wanted to. The needle I cut out with more of the silver mirror, and I'm just going to glue this down on top of the thread. Last, I'm going to glue down some pink opalescent embellishments. These are kind of new to the Spellbinders shop, and I love them because they don't have the holes in the centers like sequins generally do. And here's a close-up look at card number 5. I hope you enjoyed this 5 cards 1 kit video this month. I hope it gave you some inspiration. I'll have the link to this kit listed in the description box, as well as the links to some of the extra things I brought in to create my 5 cards. Have a wonderful crafty day, everyone. Bye.